Amendment number 3, offered by Mr. Yarmuth, relating to immigration reform.
Thank you.
Gentleman from Kentucky is recognized for 6 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have such a deal for you.
All right, here we go.
Such a deal.
Take notes.
The amendment I'm offering today will create more than 100,000 jobs a year, reduce the deficit by $900 billion over the next 2 decades, will boost the economy by an estimated 5.4%. It has bipartisan support from Democrats and Republicans, spanning the ideological spectrum from Barack Obama to Marco Rubio. It has earned support from both the Chamber of Commerce and labor unions, farm workers and the growers, has the endorsement of faith leaders, law enforcement, agriculture, and tech industries. It will reduce the Social Security shortfall by 8% and extend the life of that program. It will also strengthen Medicare, providing a significant net contribution to the trust fund every year over the next 3 decades. It will secure our borders, expand the size of our workforce, and ensure that every single individual working in the United States is paying taxes and contributing to society. A majority of Americans support it and have called for Congress to address the issue without delay. In fact, if we pass my amendment today, it would result in an immediate boost to congressional approval ratings, elevating us a few points higher than the current rating we share with cockroaches, traffic, and the D.C. metro system. I'm obviously talking about bipartisan comprehensive immigration reform, an issue that, while noticeably absent from this Republican budget, we have a moral, economic, and national security mandate to act on. I had the great privilege of working in the Gang of 8 with Mr. Diaz-Balart in 2013, working on comprehensive immigration reform. And over the course of 7 months, as we met every day to talk about how we could fix a broken immigration system, I became increasingly convinced that this is one of the major opportunities we have in this country and in this Congress to actually do something that has broad economic positive impact, not to speak of the impact it will have, the positive impact it will have on our deficit. As I said before, I'm not sure I've ever been involved with such an issue where virtually every organized interest in the United States is supportive. The faith community, law enforcement, business community, organized labor, you name it. There's really nobody opposed in an organized way to comprehensive immigration reform. Moreover, this is something that it represents, as I said, a moral mandate. We cannot continue to separate families in this country. We need to unite families. We need to honor the traditions of this country and opening our borders to people who desperately want to come here to make a better living for themselves and their families. But again, beyond that, economic impact of comprehensive immigration reform is documented by all of these findings by the CBO. It will have a positive impact on GDP, a major positive impact, 5.4% additional growth, reducing the deficit by $900 billion, and helping Social Security and Medicare as well. So I think there are a lot of hard things we would have to do to make this kind of an impact on the budget and the deficit, but this is something we can do right away that undeniably will have a positive impact. With that, I'd like to yield 1 minute to Ms. Lee from California.
Well, first of all, thank you for introducing this very important amendment, which really adopts very long overdue comprehensive immigration reform. As you know, bipartisan comprehensive immigration reform. It passed the Senate 3 years ago, yet our colleagues on the other side have refused to take it up. Not only is comprehensive immigration reform a moral imperative, it's also the right thing to do for our economy. In 2014, the Congressional Budget Office found that passing the Senate's bipartisan comprehensive immigration bill would reduce the deficit by $900 billion over the next 2 decades. The economic benefits are really quite clear. Now is the time to pass a fair immigration plan that reunifies families, helps grow our economy, and provides a clear pathway to citizenship. Mrs. Chairman, it's really a shame that the House hasn't acted on the bipartisan comprehensive immigration reform in 3 years. And so now we should act, and Mr. Yarmuth's amendment really puts us on the right side of this issue. And so I thank you for offering the amendment, and hopefully we'll be able to pass it.
I thank you for those comments. As I said before, this is something that is really not optional to do. We can't sit around in this Congress and claim that we're actually doing our jobs without taking significant steps to fix a broken immigration system. Families are suffering, our economy is suffering, and our reputation around the world is suffering as well. So I urge my colleagues to support this amendment, and I yield back the balance of my time.